So what are the top 5 characters that I want to see in Nickelodeon Kart Racers? I go through that list right now. Hello beautiful people, my name is RidersDX and welcome to my channel where I cover all sorts of things Sonic and SpongeBob related. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for making my initial video on Nickelodeon Kart Racers so successful. It's sitting at over 1,000 views, which is my most successful video so far since I started posting videos on this channel again. So thank you all so much. I'm putting in the work and I'm getting something back. It's really exciting for me, my journey on YouTube. So like I mentioned in the video though, I was interested in making a video on what characters I wanted to see in the game, and this is that video. So these are my top 5 characters that I want to see in Nickelodeon Kart Racers. If y'all like this video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel below so you can stay up to date on these videos. I upload new videos every single week and you can definitely bet that there's going to be more videos on Nickelodeon Kart Racers. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter at RidersDX because I'm going to be tweeting about Nickelodeon Kart Racers as we get closer to the release date as well. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that. I just want to go through a quick disclaimer. I'm 23 years old, so because of that, I grew up watching Nickelodeon during the 2000s. So as a result, I'm not gonna really know that much about the newer TV shows that are on the channel right now. Like I know I've been looking through a lot of the comments and a lot of people have been saying they want to see particularly characters from Loud House, and while I was looking at the comments, and I was looking up like characters from that show and looking at the show in general, and it looks really good, but I haven't watched it, and I haven't watched anything new on Nickelodeon in the past few years or so. So I'm not going to be including anything from characters that are particularly new to Nickelodeon, and that's just because I don't know them yet. It's not that I don't want them to be in this game, like that's ridiculous. I think the game should have a good balance of old and new characters so that everyone that likes Nickelodeon can find something to enjoy in this game. I mean, we already see that happening because we see characters from the Spongebob series, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series, which are characters that are still on the channel right now, but we also see characters like the Rugrats and Hey Arnold, which are more classic characters. So I think the game needs a good balance of old and new characters. But for the purposes of this list, because I don't know that many new characters, I'm only going to be listing characters that I watched as a kid, and there's a good chance that those characters will all have been TV shows that were on during the 2000s. So that's just it. So don't be offended if I don't list like your favorite character that is on a show that just came out like a couple years ago, because I'm not gonna know who they are, so I'm not gonna sit here and lie and pretend that I want them in this game when truth be told I'm just very neutral on new characters. I think the game needs new characters, but I don't particularly care which new characters they are. Okay, I got a really interesting choice coming in at number 5. At number 5, I've got Bubble Buddy.
Whoa! Hey, don't I got a say in this?
Yeah, I know it's a weird choice, and Bubble Buddy is one of the more minor characters on the Spongebob Squarepants, and I know we already got 3 characters on SpongeBob, so it's a lot to ask for like another SpongeBob character. But the reason I like the idea of Bubble Buddy being in this game is just because of the potential I think he could have in terms of like specific abilities that he could have. Like I don't know too much about the actual gameplay of this game yet, but if it's anything like I'm thinking that each character has the potential to have their own little special moveset that makes each character unique. And I think you could have so much fun with Bubble Buddy in terms of game design, because of course he can have like a car that's made out of bubbles, which is awesome because I've always wanted to drive a car that was made out of bubbles ever since I saw that SpongeBob episode where everyone in Bikini Bottom started driving in bubble boats. That was like such a cool idea. The episode itself was okay, but I thought that was a really cool concept for an episode. I would love to see Bubble Buddy drive in a bubble cart. Yeah, that sounds right. And he could have so many unique like bubble powered abilities, like maybe blowing some bubbles towards your opponents or having super bubble boost moves, or I don't know, there's just so many potential things that they could do with Bubble Buddy if he was in the game. So I'm not particularly a huge fan of Bubble Buddy. I think he's a fun character, not someone that I desperately want to see appear in future SpongeBob or Nickelodeon games or TV shows, but I think he's something from the standpoint of designing really fun and unique characters for a video game. I think he's got so much potential that the team could work with. At number 4, I think this choice is so wild and I don't know how it would work in a video game, but at number 4, I would really love to see Drake and Josh come back in a video game and, you know, work together as a single character in the kart racer.
Hug me, brother!
Drake and Josh was one of my favorite TV shows when I was growing up as a kid. It always was just such a wacky show. It was so easy to laugh at it whenever I watched it. You know, Drake and Josh, it's kind of like the relationship I wish I had with my brother. I mean, like, my brother and I are still really cool, but we weren't funny. That's the thing.
Remember, 1 hour.
So Drake and Josh are really funny and they have like such a close connection to each other despite being like adopted siblings. And I just think it'd be such a cool idea to have those two appear in this game. I mean, I don't know how their models would look. I think the models would look kind of weird, honestly, given like this game's art style, but I don't care. I think it'd be great to have Drake and Josh come back and work together in some kind of like car. I don't know, maybe Josh can invent it or something, I'm not sure. And I think it'd be really cool if they had the actual actors who are also named Drake and Josh come back and voice their characters in the game. If they were asked to do this role, I think they would do it because it'd be quick, easy money for them, I would think, and it'd just be a really great nod to like the sitcoms that Nickelodeon's had, because I think Nickelodeon sitcoms overall are very underrated just because of like how big like the Disney Channel ones were when I was a kid. So oftentimes I think the Disney Channel sitcoms really overshadowed what Nickelodeon had going on. But Drake and Josh was one of like the big ones, and it'd be so cool to see them come back in this form because I don't think anyone would expect it. Okay, y'all, at number 3, I've got a choice from a TV show I think we all were expecting to see on this list, but in terms of characters, you might not be expecting these characters. Oh, I just spoiled it. Oh wait, I'm just gonna say it then. I want to see Cosmo and Wanda come back in this game as a single character that you can play.
Yeah, I don't want to be a crab all the time. That's never stopped you before.
Okay, so this is kind of an unpopular opinion from what I'm expecting people to say, but I'm not the biggest fan of Timmy Turner. I think Timmy is kind of annoying, to be honest. It's one of the reasons why I didn't end up watching The Fairly Odd Parents as often as I did the other shows, but Cosmo and Wanda, they were perfect. I loved seeing them in every single episode. I think they have really great chemistry between each other, and they're always just so helpful towards Timmy and trying to make his life better. They really are the most awesomest godparents that you could have. So I think it'd be really cool to see them get a turn in the spotlight and have them drive their own car. And I think it'd be really cool to have them work together to drive their own car, because I could totally imagine them having this fairy magic overpowered car that they can use on the tracks, have all these sorts of different abilities to knock their opponents out of the gates. There's so much potential for them. It's kind of similar to like what I was saying for Bubble Buddy, how from a game standpoint they're a really great choice because you can do so much creative things with magic, because, well, magic is magic. You can do anything with magic. So Cosmo and Wanda could really be a great character to play in this game. Okay, at number 2, if you told me that this was my number 2 choice 10 years ago, then I would have thought you were crazy. But my number 2 choice is Jimmy Neutron. You know, as a kid, I actually wanted to hate Jimmy Neutron. Like, for some reason, I always wanted to act like I didn't like it, like maybe I was too cool for it, or maybe I just thought I wanted to think that it was an awful show, but it wasn't an awful show. It was a fun show, and as time has gone on, it's become one of my favorite shows to come out on Nickelodeon. I think Jimmy Neutron, maybe I thought he was just goofy looking. Maybe that's why I didn't like him. I probably just thought he was goofy looking and I wasn't into that, and that's totally wrong of me. You should not be thinking like that, so don't think like that. But Jimmy Neutron is so cool because he has so many gadgets in his arsenal, so he could have like a really badass vehicle in this game, and it could have so many different abilities pertaining to like Jimmy Neutron, you know? He's made so many inventions in his show. There's also like unlimited potential for Jimmy Neutron. His kart could literally look like anything. He could make it look like anything. He could make it look like a giant Goddard if he wanted to. He could make it so badass. There's just so much potential that Jimmy Neutron could have in this game, and I'd love to see him because I think he's kind of stopped appearing in games as time has gone on, which makes sense because his show has ended. But it'd be so cool to see him come back, especially because I remember when I was a kid, I used to play Nicktoons Unite. I think that's what the game is called. It's like a 4-player co-op game with SpongeBob, Danny Phantom, Timmy Turner, and Jimmy Neutron. And like I was thinking, wow, I would so love to see a TV show, like a crossover special where all 4 of those characters were in it. I think that would have been the coolest thing ever. Like when I was a kid, I thought they were the 4 coolest characters ever. Well, except Jimmy Neutron, because I wanted to hate him, but it is what it is. Okay, y'all, and number 1, I'm really excited for this number 1 choice because I love this character as a kid and I still love this character now, so it's one of the only characters that I've consistently liked since I was a child till now. So it was like an obvious choice. As soon as I saw this game, this was the character that I wanted to see most in this game. No matter what they have to do, what hoops they have to jump through, I want to see Danny Phantom come back in Nickelodeon Kart Racers.
What are you looking at? Sam, how could you? How? Hey, get away from her! Ah, she tastes like geek!
Ah, it tastes like failure!
Danny Phantom is one of the coolest shows to come out on Nickelodeon. It's probably my second favorite right behind SpongeBob. Danny Phantom was just such an appealing show. It felt like a show that was for kids that were getting older, getting to their teenage years. And it was so perfect for me because I kind of got to grow up with Danny, because I was becoming a teenager too when Danny Phantom came out, and that was the coolest thing for me because I got to grow up with him side by side. He was dealing with teenager problems too, and it was cool because it wasn't like the sitcoms in Disney Channel where like they were basically all like teenage girls. I related to some of the issues that were in the Disney Channel sitcoms, but Danny Phantom, I related to it in a different way. It was also really cool because the whole like ghost fighting aspect of the show was one of the coolest and most badass things I've seen in a Nickelodeon show. It was just such a fun show, and to this day, I'm still very upset that it got canceled so quickly because it definitely should not have been a show that was canceled that quickly. It could have gone on for a long time. I think it could have even gone on as long as the Fairly Odd Parents, you know? It probably wouldn't have been as good in the later years, but at least it would have gone on longer and we would have had more stuff to watch. But yeah, I would love to see Danny Phantom come back in this game. He could have so many cool ghost abilities with his car. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Danny Phantom is probably one of my favorite characters of Nickelodeon of all time. So it'd be so amazing to see him come back. Okay everyone, that is my top 5 list of Nickelodeon characters that I want to see in the show. Like I said, it's only characters that I grew up and actually watched, so I didn't include anyone in this list that I haven't watched because it doesn't make sense to include characters on a list of characters that I want to see in this game if I don't actually care to see them in the game or not. But let me know in the comment section if there's a character that I didn't mention in this video that you want to see in this game. I would love to hear your thoughts on the kind of characters that you want to see in this game. Let's have a really great discussion in the comment section below on the different kinds of characters that could possibly appear in Nickelodeon Kart Racers. I think it's a really fun conversation and we should definitely go all out with it. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe to my channel if you like videos like these and want to see more in the future. Follow me on my Twitter account if you want to talk about Nickelodeon Kart Racers with me outside YouTube. And yeah, that is everything. RidersDX is out. Bye bye.